While Thomas was away at York, Percy looked after Annie and Clarabelle and took most of Thomas's trains. Toby was in charge of the goods trains and ran down to the harbor. He enjoyed that. His stone cars were dealt with by Mavis, the diesel belonging to the quarry company. Near the end of the branch line, there was a small station. And close by, the railway crosses a stream. As the seasons change, the water in the stream rose higher and higher, rushing and swirling in its hurry to reach the river at the bottom of the valley. Each time he passed a place, Percy was nervous whenever he crossed the bridge. "Don't worry," said his driver. "It's got to come a lot higher before it could stop us." Percy shivered. He could remember the time he had been stuck in the flood. He had gotten very cold and very wet. Meanwhile, Mavis was on her way to Brendam Docks. "No problem with the stream," said Mavis proudly. "It's got to come a lot higher before it could stop me." Percy was happy. "That's good," he smiled. So Percy's driver went to look at the stream. Mavis was right. The water was much lower. "All's well, Percy," said his driver. "Come on, we've got a timetable to keep." Percy was right, and soon he left the siding and hurried to the next station. The next day, Percy, Annie, and Clarabelle hurried to the station where Henry was waiting for them. "When is Thomas coming back?" asked Henry. "If he does, then I shouldn't be surprised to see him if he decides to stay as a museum piece. He's old enough." And he puffed away, chortling at his own wit. Annie and Clarabelle were most upset. Percy had to spend so much time comforting them that he was late with his next train. Percy's tank was soon refilled with water at the station near the river. "Never mind," said his driver. "We don't need to stop at the station near the stream on this trip, so there's nothing more to delay us." Soon Percy reached the stream quickly. It felt it sink slightly under his wheels. Suddenly, there was an ominous creak, and the bridge swayed. "Don't stop, Percy!" shouted his driver in alarm. "Keep moving!" Percy didn't mean to stop, and that was lucky. Clarabelle was the rear coach. As she crossed the bridge, it wobbled again. When her back wheels left it, there was a sudden loud crash. The bridge vanished. 1 second it was there, the next it wasn't. The driver applied the brakes, and the fireman went to look at the stream. All he could see of the bridge was a brown rushing stream floating over the waterfall. Annie, Clarabelle, and Percy were badly shaken. And the guard walked to another station to telephone the warning. And soon it was time for Percy, Annie, and Clarabelle to go home. And Sir Topham Hatt closed the railway while the work was done. At first, Percy and Toby enjoyed their rest, but they soon grew tired and bored. When the bridge was repaired again, everything went back to normal. But for some time afterwards, Percy was extra careful whenever he crossed the stream in which he almost had a bath.